together,
Stephen A.
bro.
Smith probably felt like
Mm.
when I wrote a piece for Fox Sports criticizing him for using the N-word live on air. It wasn't that Stephen A. Smith had been helping me or anything like that.
Wait to get into some of these videos and stuff that happened this week and see what's going on, man, around the world. See what's going on around the world.
Knowing our history.
I hope you're not about to use this race card.
Anything worse.
Stephen A. Smith goes in on Jason Whitlock. What?
Worse than a white supremacist.
So the guy he's talking to is supposed to be a white supremacist, but
that is until Jason Whitlock came along. He is the worst, most despicable, lying, no good, fat ass human being I have ever known.
Hey, yo.
Don't y'all notice why black people scurry away whenever this roach of an individual is around?
Yo, he's going in on
writing stuff, smiling in my face 1 minute. You know what's out there writing stuff?
I gotta get some more.
Smiling in my face 1 minute.
Be careful. Safe driving, Creole Queen. Appreciate you. Be careful.
The real reason he's there is because he can't get a job anywhere else. He hasn't burnt bridges. He's napalmed them.
Damn.
Stephen A. Smith's response to Whitlock, he mentioned an email where Whitlock begged him for forgiveness after writing a negative story about him. Take a look.
While you were on Blaze TV, spewing that bullshit to people. Did you tell him that?
You said Whitlock is a sellout conservative commentator hanging with Glenn Beck and Mark Levin to the right of Fox News. Yuck. Like how what you mean by he sold out? Was he like a liberal or something first? See, this is the stuff I don't really be knowing about. It's the crazy thing. I just heard people speaking about it.
Outside of First Take begging me to talk to you. Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me?
Yo, okay, so I guess what he's saying is Jason Whitlock had did some dumb nut shit, left from being with Stephen A. Smith to join the conservative movement or some shit like that, and he sold him out and talked shit, and somebody did the same thing to Jason Whitlock, and something about him saying, damn, I don't know how Stephen A. Smith feel because I did the same type shit to him. Damn. I don't know. Conservative values is what I literally go with. He was liberal, now he's a conservative commentator. Yeah, so that's probably why they don't like him. I don't know. I feel he is a token for some Republicans. Why do a lot of people think that, like, black people, like, maybe, bro, you know, sometimes over time people do change up the way they thinking and stuff, you know? And most of the time, a lot of people have conservative values, but they're not conservatives, you know? Like, I don't consider myself as a conservative person, but I have conservative values. I'm not a liberal either. I don't even want to be labeled any of these things. I just try to figure out, like, the middle ground of what is the main problem and shit like that. You feel me? So what I'm looking at is looking at, like, he went to go better himself, and he looked at it like, damn, you did me dirty. We was working together, and then out of nowhere, you went to go do this. What you try to go over here, and it's which a lot of black people say, oh, he went to the white man, this, that, and the third. He left Stephen A. Smith. No, maybe he found better opportunities to be where he's at now. Like, you can't have that same mindset forever. Everybody has to stick together because of his skin color. You feel me?
Did you tell the folks that, you bitch?
Yo, this one
Did you tell them?
This one definitely not censored.
You fat piece of shit.
After hearing Stephen A.'s comments, Jason Whitlock revealed the full email on his show. He also provided more context about the email and why he sent it. Take a listen here.
My experience at ESPN in 2013 and 14 made me do a lot of reflecting on my
that's what
life
I'm talking about.
and the way that I've conducted myself. Made me ask a lot of questions like, wow.
See, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you guys take a step outside of yourself and see the way that you're moving, see the way that you're acting. Most of the time we're doing that shit to please other people, please people as a part of the community, the black community, you feel me? But in all actuality, bro, once you start to develop this mindset, you start to realize you have a lot of conservative values. You might be feeling like you're a liberal because you're living amongst liberals like me. I live amongst a lot of liberals. When I speak about conservative things or speak about politicians and shit like that, people look at me like, are you crazy? Like you're a sellout, you're a token, like Herman said. Like there's no hard feelings, you feel me? We just having a conversation. I would never look at it like, oh, Herman, you might as well unfollow me if you fuck with liberals because they're dumb. No, it's just that the fact that they don't have a different understanding. A lot of liberals have to still grow up. Me either. Libertarian here, but I have more conservative values. Exactly. So if you have conservative values, it's not the fact that you have to do a whole complete 360 and go over here and be, oh, I'm fully conservative, this, that, there. No, it's some values that you consider that you align with, you know? And that doesn't mean you have to be the person we are talking falling for some weed type conservatives too far. I mean, listen, man, it is true, but you know, that's why I said each side has a balance, you know. Each side has some values that I could be like, yo, I stand with that, and the other side some values where I could be like, I could stand with that.
Why do people this response, this visceral hatred, this how could I be helping a young person and that person be killing me in print the next day? And it made me say, have I ever done that?
Damn. Wait, so who is the person he said that he's with? Mark Glenn Beck? Is it Mark or Glenn Beck? Glenn Beck. So I am a libertarian too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I don't like to label myself by things because I'm telling you, it's just some things you can't just be like, oh, I don't agree with that because that's some conservative shit. No, you can't just automatically assume like, oh, that's some conservative shit, I don't fuck with it. But it could be some shit that you could align with. Doesn't mean you have to be fully conservative. You feel me? And like I'm learning from both sides because I'm in a liberal city, you know. Glenn Beck, right? Yeah. So Glenn Beck did him, I guess, how he did Stephen A. Smith, and then he got to feel that instead of him saying it like that and reflecting and realizing like, all right, I could take this shit myself and be a better person, he decided to still be a little messy and say something about Stephen A. Smith, which he knows is going to get Stephen A. Smith fucking heated. While he's a more calm and he's like, yo, I just want to say I'm sorry type shit. He looking at it like, it ain't no fucking sorry. Once you turn your back on me, you turn your back on me.
Admit to myself.
Everybody just got to come together. Conservatives, liberals just got to come together.
Stephen A. Smith probably felt like when I wrote a piece for Fox Sports criticizing him for using the N-word live on air. It wasn't that Stephen A. Smith had been helping me or anything like that.
Wait. I mean, yeah, I don't like to tell other people what they can and cannot say, especially another black man. You never tell another black man what he can and cannot say because he's going to show you the reason why he's going to say it, and he's going to irritate you and keep on saying it until you do something about it. It's called a nigga moment.
Watch where you walking, nigga. Hey, what you say, nigga?
Watch closely. You're about to experience a moment. Webster defines the moment as a moment when ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise logical Negro male.
What did you say, Hey, squeeze it,
causing him to act in an illogical, self-destructive manner, i.e., like a moments are unpredictable.
Hey, wait, man, wait. This is stupid. Hey, you right, dawg. Look, let's put the guns away and go on about our business. Freeze!
But they all end up bad. If they had their own category, moments would be the third leading killer of black men behind pork chops and FEMA. It's a fact. Now let's see how a moment affects a white man.
Frick. Watch where you walking, bitch.
What did you...
Wait a minute. I'm white.
Where you going? Don't you ignore me. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
And when you have a nigga moment, it's one of these where Jason Whitlock could either be the bigger person or he could walk into a nigga moment and he could potentially lose against Stephen A. Smith's huge fan base. Other than that, it's all about what he believes at the end of the day. Jason Whitlock, if he go into this and he trying to fight, throw verbal shit with each other, shit gets bad. I should take the word token back. Did that to be quick with the description. Nah, bro, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. This is a safe place, man. This is why I'm starting to be more open with the live streams and stuff and start to talk more to the community, the subscribers and supporters and stuff. That's why I said live streams on Saturdays is going to be where we talking about things that we don't usually talk about because it's a touchy subject.
But Stephen A. Smith had every right to think at that time, hey, me and Jason Whitlock are friends. So I think we're going to put the email up on screen. I'm certainly going to read it to you. Stephen, this apology is long overdue. This week, a young African-American writer I considered a friend and someone whose career I'd taken an interest in took a public potshot at me at Deadspin. I was devastated. I talked to this kid frequently, twice a month. I'd communicated with him the day before he took the potshot at me. He never said a word, never warned me it was coming. I've known this kid for a year. In my depression and disappointment, I thought of you. I asked myself, if this is how Stephen A. Smith felt reading my column at Fox Sports, I became more depressed. And although the circumstances are different in these two scenarios, one thing is accurate. When I wrote that column for Fox Sports, I considered you a friend. I was appreciative of our friendship and the loyalty you had shown me over the years, particularly when you and Chris Broussard publicly defended my reporting on Billy Hunter and Derek Fisher. I owed you a phone call before I wrote that column.
Damn, so listen, it's not like I thought he put this out as a tweet saying that Stephen A. Smith wanted to act like the email that he sent was him like bitching, saying like he like sorry, I didn't mean to do this, I want my job back type shit. So he lying. Stephen A. Smith tried to make it seem like he was like, yeah, just this, that, the third, you did this email and I got all of it, but I'm not going to speak on who we were talking about and stuff. But see, look, he coming through and he let it be known.
I owed you an explanation before I wrote that column.
Yeah,
I owed you that respect. I also owed you a more
accountability
column. I regret not giving it to you. Whether you accept this apology or not, I give it with all sincerity and no expectations.
Didn't have to get
I'm
out
sorry,
there.
Whitlock.
But I still think that Jason Whitlock should have tweeted what he tweeted. It kind of made it bad.
That's the email. Not begging this dude for a job. I'm offering him a sincere apology.
Wow.
I'm taking personal stock of me and my behavior and asking myself, man, this Greg Howard just did something that really offended me and hurt me. Have I ever done that? And I said, yeah, to some degree, you did that to Stephen A. Smith.
See, man, accountability, man, that's one of the main things that a lot of people don't even have. I just hit heavy traffic area, we'll be listening through. All good. You know, I don't want you guys doing no typing and all that while you driving, even though I'm guilty of doing it myself. Email.
In defense of Whitlock, assuming that that's the actual email, and I don't know why he would lie, he knows Stephen A. has a copy of it, but he definitely wasn't begging for forgiveness. He even mentioned that whether or not Stephen A. accepted his apology didn't matter. But in Whitlock's statements around the email, he kind of admitted some of Stephen A.'s points as well. He said his time at ESPN made him reflect on how he could do things better.
Didn't I say
didn't
that?
get along with most of his colleagues, and he was banned from multiple shows at multiple networks.
Because of nigga moments. I'm telling y'all, like, if you're black, you understand what it is. Like, black people just try to test other black people on purpose. And if you're somebody that don't like to get tested and you come back harder, everybody look at you as the person that can't be worked with. It's fucked up.
Jason Whitlock some credit. he seems to be a lot more open than Stephen A. Smith. He
Exactly.
directly addressed every negative thing that Stephen A. said, and he even admitted some of his wrongdoings. Stephen A. hasn't done that. He hasn't addressed anything in the memoir, the 17 shots in a row, the 1.5 points per game in one game, the time he got a full scholarship in one tryout, or any of the accusations made by Whitlock. He went straight to personal attacks and bragging about his resume. And again, I'm not siding with anybody in this. I've just watched both responses in full, and some things Jason Whitlock has done better than Stephen A. But as Stephen A. has pointed out, some of Whitlock's own decisions are why so many don't want to work with him in the industry. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Jason Whitlock revealing the email he sent to Stephen A. Smith. And
Hey, what's good, Annie Ben? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you pulling up and being a member. You and Sherry, they have at both. I really appreciate you guys. All right, now let's move on to what I was actually gonna do.